Hello, guys. Bob here for TNL Network. I want to thank you for joining us for Tuesday Night Live. And on behalf of our entire TNL Network crew, we want to thank you again for watching our coverage from Branson School of Santa's 2025 that we have put out all last week from the show, from the school of the shows and things that we did. Our TNL Network, TNL On the Road crew had the best time, and TNL Productions wants to thank every single one of our volunteer roadies for lending their hand to unloading, setting up, and reloading a trailer full of equipment. This would not have been possible without your help. With a whirlwind of a action-packed week it was, and because of all the travel and such, tonight's show we will visit one more time all things School of Santa's 2025 as we look forward to School of Santa's 2026. This segment of tonight's show is brought to you by North Pole Cornerstones, a new, unique, and entertaining 4-day, that's right, Rob, I said 4 days, experience. This is Tuesday Night Live. One thing is for certain, Spangle does not make the week of School of Santa's about Spangle. Never has, says he never will. Well, we changed that on Sunday with a tribute to Spangle for his induction to the Santa Claus Hall of Fame with a video collage made up of congratulatory clips thanks to Liz Roosh and Santa Mel. Yes, many tears were shed as we sat and watched Spangle wipe away his own. Please say hello to my co-host and the greatest man that for the party that he throws. I gotta say, Spangle, and I'm gonna add you in here, Spangle. Hang tight for a moment. There you are, and hello, got Jetta with you.
Yes. We all know how much of a big part she is to the school too, so it's only fitting.
Absolutely, you guys are definitely a team. There's no way that even a small portion or an inkling of the weekend could have went without Jetta and all the things she does. Her and Rob definitely are the two hardest working people for the whole week. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you trying to tell the whole world, that I was wiping away tears?
Well, I seen you up there wiping tears away. Now, you know what was really cool, though, was the fact that y'all were sitting up front right behind one of the big giant screens and together. And, I think everybody in the room could probably feel what you were feeling in a small way because you were looking at the same thing you were looking at. And, buddy, I got to tell you, man, all those folks saying thank you and congratulating you. It was really a terrible moment for me. I cried like a baby, to be honest with you. I was really boo-hooing back here because I was so proud for you.
Yeah. And my wife says I need to change some things.
Yeah? She probably says you need therapy.
Well, yeah, I probably need a lot of therapy. But she says that I need to quit walking around the house like this.
Ah, there you go. Show that belt off, man.
It's a big old wrestling belt.
That thing is super cool. So what does that weigh, by the way?
About as much as me.
I would believe it. That is a giant.
I never put it on the scale, but she says I don't have to wear it to bed.
Yeah, of course, I'm going to go ahead and let you have your fun and tell people what SC stands for.
What SC stands for? Of course, it stands for sugar cookies. Ain't that right? I do tell some people that the SC sometimes stands for Spangled Clown, but when I get a little pretty little girl comes up in her pretty dress or whatever, I tell her the SC on my buckle stands for super cute. And now when that boy comes up just smiling because he gets to see Santa, I tell him I wear that buckle just for him because it means super cool.
So you got an answer for everything. You always do.
Yeah. But I found out it's waterproof. It held up in the shower.
How well does it sleep?
What's that?
How well does it sleep?
No chair.
She says in the chair.
Oh, I figured he slept in it, Jetta.
Well, yeah, in the chair. She made me.
Oh, I got you. She's saying you're sleeping in a chair with it on. Okay.
Yeah, in the recliner.
Not just it, but you're in it with it. For sure.
Yeah, but it's very nice. I asked him what made him decide on a wrestling belt, and I was told that because my personality and everything is so big, the only thing they could think is big like that was the persona of a wrestler.
This is true. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and do this real quick, and then we'll come back to that in a moment when we let our other guest in with us. I just want to let everyone know tonight, and you may have seen my post, but today is our daughter Angela and her husband David, our son-in-law's anniversary, so they've gone to dinner. So be patient with us tonight. My wife, Carol McMasters, is over producing the show, and she's done it a few times, but things have changed a lot since the last time she done it. I'm going to be trying to help her along as we go, so just be patient. So at this point, we just want to say, be sure and watch all of our shows over on YouTube if you can at Tuesday Live Show 1225. Now then, Spangle, before we bring the rest in, let's go ahead and kick this first trivia off tonight. Now we got a bonus that we want to tell folks about before we get in here too deep. In the second half of the show, we have a name this or caption this photo. And it's a little game we'll play. We'll tell you more about that when we get there. But that's something you need to look forward to because this is Triple Shot Tuesday. All right, Spangle, go ahead with the trivia.
All right, what is the name of the Branson's first show? What year was it? The year and the last names of the four brothers who performed twice a week. And finally, what is the name of the special character created by one of the brothers?
Mm-hmm. And this is not hard. It's easy to find.
Need the show name, the year, the four brothers' names, special character's name. No, the first stage show.
That's right. Remember, the note is this is the first stage show. So be sure and make sure that you're looking for stage shows, nothing else. And Carol has got that up on the bottom of the screen. We will leave that up as folks begin to try to decipher through that. But again, the name of the first show, the year that it was started, the first and last names of the four brothers who performed twice a week. And then there was one of those brothers who created a special character who has become really famous if you know anything about this. And we want that special character's name. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that, Spangle?
I said, that's very good.
Yeah, that's a
good show. Still there, too.
It is. It is. And I don't want to give away too much. It really is not that hard of a question if you just put it in there right. Okay, at this point, let's go ahead and let's bring in the folks that are going to come in with us tonight, the TNL crew from Branson. Let's say hello to Santa Mel. Let's say hello to Rob Wood. And everyone's favorite Mr. Trivia, AJ Bayless. Hello, AJ. Hi, Rob.
Hey,
Hi,
guys.
Mel.
Hey.
Now. Hi, AJ.
Hi, Spangle.
Man, did you have fun?
Yes, I did.
And AJ and Andy and Connie just got home this afternoon about 3 hours ago. Is that right, AJ?
think.
You know what? It was close to it. I know your mom told me you were almost home when I talked to her, and she said you were asleep in the back seat.
Oh yeah, I was tired.
AJ, did you not offer to help drive? You didn't help drive?
I don't have my license.
No?
No, next
No.
year?
Oh, well,
No.
okay. There's plenty of time for all that. I bet you're a backseat driver, though, right? You tell Dad, hit the brakes, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. I know my wife does. I got my little helper in the car.
I know your wife does too.
Yes, she does. I was talking to Jeff McMullen in a private message last night, and I said it was fitting. Yes, I drove us, to the shows like I always do. Lauren Jensen and Carol and I said yes. I threw caution to the wind like I always do. He thought that was funny. All right, guys. Did anybody get any rest between Sunday night and today?
No, but I'm planning on resting after next year's school.
There you go. Mel, I know you got a little bit of rest, but you needed it. You worked so hard. You were another one that worked hard. I mean, I included Jetta and Rob, but Mel's in that same category. And I mentioned before the show, back in the green room, we were talking, and I want to mention this because Mel, every time I turned around, Mel had something different on. She changed costumes. Did you tell me correct earlier? Was that 17 times?
17 times.
17 times in 4 days. And through that all, these were different characters that she was dressing as, getting into character. Of course, you had Noelle, which was a super cute. And I don't know how many of you saw the video of Noelle dancing to the official School of Santa's theme song. Is that what you're calling it?
I think she heard something when she did that dance.
That was so much fun.
Yeah. And of course, you were dressed as Santa Mel at one point. You came as Mrs. Claus another. I can't even begin to tell you how many different characters she was this week. But,
I was trying to match the tone of what was going on.
well, this is true. And Mel has still got a little bit of a laryngitis going on. She lost her voice the day before, I guess. School opened, and she was trying her best to rest her voice, and I mean, because she emceed, so she had a lot to say.
Yes.
And,
It was great. Thank you again, Spangle. It was an amazing time. Everybody was just awesome.
You were a very awesome person. AJ, what was your favorite part of the school?
Trying to think.
probably the cookie cam.
Yeah.
he got to take a bite out of Rob's cookie. Now, how much? That's got to be fun, right?
You take a bite out of my cookie, I might take a bite out of your finger.
Well, now you know what that means. That means I got to mention my favorite moment. Mine was bumping my weenie with Rob.
Okay.
Good times at the grill every time.
I know this. We have a restriction of 18 and older, but let's keep it.
Well, let me explain that way we don't get in trouble.
Let us still keep it G-rated.
Let me explain so we don't get in trouble. Rob and I cooked along with the assistance of AJ, running errands for us. And we cook on the grill for Thursday night's dinner.
Yep.
We had, what do we say, 240 hamburger patties and 240 dogs. Is that what it was?
Yep.
And so we get down to the, we pull them up as they come up in these big foil trays, like a turkey pan or whatever you want to call it, that you buy at any restaurant supply or any of your big chain stores. We pull those up, send them in. Of course, that's part of getting the food in, so they can start getting Jetta and the kitchen crew can start getting it ready. But we get down to that last handful of dogs, and me and Rob always put a few back for ourselves, burn them, char them really good and dark, and then we toast to the school with our hot dogs. So that's what we call bumping our weenie.
Like musketeers with the swords, but hot dogs.
That's right.
Oh my God!
Well,
You didn't join in on that, AJ? You didn't go live for that?
No.
I think we'd already sent him in to do an errand at the time. It was just me and
Yeah,
Rob.
it was. Yeah, that was it.
So, Mel, did you
Yeah.
have? I mean, your whole week was so action packed with emceeing and all the different events and things that you were tied to. Did you have a favorite moment?
I really, really liked seeing everybody, just seeing the smiles and seeing people catch up um, that hadn't seen each other in like a year. I enjoyed that. One of my, I mean, there's so many favorite moments, Bob. You know, I love Rich and Anna Watson, Garth Brooks, but
Absolutely.
I
Well, you no sound. Yeah, she does like those Watson people a whole lot. So
And I like her a whole lot
we had
too.
to have him give an extra shout out at the theater when he was at when we were at the Nashville Live Theater. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, they think the world of her too.
You know, I gotta say, one of my most touching moments of the school was being the most moved was, of course, when they did all that Hall of Fame inductee stuff for me at the end, and then having my family come up, and I guess they were invited to see that too, and that was kind of nice. And they said there was a theme going on there about everybody I introduced them to. It was like, well, we're going to pray for you since you're part of Spangle's family. But yeah, that was real nice. I think it was real touching on the wedding ceremony, the vow.
That was another favorite moment. Yes, it was.
And
Mel
then
did a fantastic job on that portion. That was, but she was stellar all weekend long. And to think that she wasn't feeling 100%. And we were all checking on her constantly, making sure she didn't need anything or if she was okay. And to think that she was such a trooper, she carried through all the way. And here she is tonight. When I wrote her, I said, I know you. I would be mad at myself if I didn't ask you, but you have every right to say no. But do you want to come on the show tonight still? And she said, absolutely. So,
well, I think we had 14 couples that came off the stage. We did the vow renewals, and then as they came off, we gave the men a plaque, and the women a rose. I think they all appreciated that. I hope.
I did, Kurt. I added her, but Mel, your camera might be off. You're just coming up with a black screen. She's showing in the green room.
Yeah, she shows in the green room.
Let me take you back out and add you back in, Mel. Let me try this again.
Rob, what did you find to be the most touching moment there? Or not touching, but the most rewarding, or whatever.
There was so much. Just as we were putting things together and building things up, some of the belly laughs of just working with Roger and Scott and everybody. It was just so much fun. And the one of the most touching moments, of course, watching you. I got to sit there and film you and Jetta as you watched the whole video, and it was just like watching the two of you together was just such a beautiful moment. And then I loved when Ileana gave Jetta the bouquet from her son. It was just, there was so many touching moments throughout that whole event. It's I can't pick a favorite, but I don't know. Bumping Weenies is in the top 10 for sure.
Well, and that's just it. That's the problem with trying to take a 4-day school, and we're there for a week. So we have a few days before the school starts, and of course Sunday night tearing down. The camaraderie between those who are helping tear down, just to mention Larry Davis and Sherry, Randy, Neely, and Debbie, Carol, of course, my wife. Who else are we missing?
Man, there were so many people.
So many people helping tear down and put things away. And, I was really shocked that we had it all ready, was already rolling most of it out into the driveway to the back of the trailer to be loaded. Of course, there's a system in getting it back into the trailer the way it comes out because the trailer is so full. And it was midnight, and Jetta says, fixing to lock up. So we pushed it all out in the driveway. And I think, I do know, I went on to my room about 5 after 12, and I seen the trailer and truck go past my window at about 12:30. So it took about 25 minutes to finish loading what was left that wasn't already on the trailer at that point. That's pretty good time getting that stuff tore down because we didn't really start on tearing it down till what 9:30, 9:20, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Yeah, we waited most of ours till the next day. It's kind of a mess. Everybody trying to get out of there at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd rather do ours in the daylight.
And according to Spangle, it's all out and things are done for School of Santa's 2025, all except for the crying and the talking about it. And that's exactly what we're doing tonight. If you guys are just joining us, which I see a few have, a lot of folks are saying thank you, Spangle, for the vow renewals from Bruce Norwood, from Judy Maynard, amazing time. Connie Bayless, the teardown process is a well-oiled machine. Y'all have that down to a T. And of course, AJ and Connie and Connie, Andy, AJ's dad, were all there to help. AJ says, I helped tear down banners and set them by the door. Can you tell folks?
Yeah, guys,
You don't have to type it in. Tell folks.
What'd you do, AJ?
I helped tear down banners.
There was a bunch of them, huh?
And
Yeah,
you did a
they
good
were-
job at that, AJ. There was a lot of banners in there when you look at all the different ones that Spangle has that lines the walls and things. There's a lot of stuff to do. Sean White says, Rob was top-notch FB.
School of Santa supporters, the ones those banners are up. And I have had somebody different already contact me, said they would like to be on that wall too.
That's good.
I guess that's a good thing that's not called the Wall of Shame.
That's a good thing. We're still waiting for Melissa to come back in. If she does not, that's okay. I told her when I spoke to her today that if at any point she felt like she needed to go, and we would understand. Of course, I think it's mainly because she's having audio-visual computer problems at the moment. But we do have another guest that has just joined us, and I'm going to add her to the screen right now. This is Marley Spengy. Tell me if I'm saying that right. Did I say that right?
I didn't catch you. Come again?
Marley Spengy?
Smenge.
Okay.
Almost correct.
Say
there.
it again real loud for everybody.
Marlies Smenge.
Great cup.
So
you were a pleasure to have at the school this year.
Oh, more than a pleasure. I'll tell you what, I immensely enjoyed. Of course, let's start off if we're going to talk about what started off on Tuesday, the annual grocery run to Springfield. Of course, Springfield's
Bob, we're going to back all the way up because we started Sunday.
Well, you actually started Friday or Saturday loading the U-Haul and all that, right?
Well, yeah, but with Marla, we started with her on Sunday.
So
we went to Lambert's.
Throwed rolls and throwed precisely. Those guys are good. They're so good.
She caught it.
Well,
what did you think of Lambert's, the restaurant?
I loved it. It was amazing. So much food, though. It just kept on coming.
Yeah. Too bad you left hungry.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I absolutely left hungry. Just general. School just too. Nobody fed me. There was no food.
Are you in Memphis?
I'm kidding
tonight?
you guys.
Are you in Memphis tonight?
No, I'm not in Memphis. I just arrived in Robbinsville, which is in Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm at the south tip of the tail of the dragon, which the motorcyclists amongst us must know.
Everybody knows about that dragon, that's for sure. Now, let's back up too. We didn't give you a formal introduction really because no one knows why you're here. We all do because we spent the week with you, but let's tell folks where you're from and what you have been up to for a week with Spangle and Jetta.
Right, yeah. So my name is Marlies Smege. I'm from Amsterdam, which is in the Netherlands. Some of you might have been there, heard of it. It's all the way on the other side of the pond. Um, I'm a documentary maker, and I'm in the process of researching for a documentary about American Christmas, Santa Clauses, because we do Christmas, but absolutely not in the way that everybody with you does it. Um, so I was talking to a couple of people in the US, and a lot of them said you should come to the School of Santas, because I was planning to come in July, and one of the things that was happening in July was the School of Santas. So I contacted Spangle, and he kindly invited me to join for not just the school itself, which would have been an awesome experience, but he also told me that they were going to start preparing a couple of days in advance. And he started telling me about their epic grocery run, where they would buy about 35 watermelons. Um, and then I said, well, I mean, that's also part of what happens. So could I maybe join? And I was absolutely welcome to join for pretty much anything that happened in the days leading up to the school. Um, so yeah, that's what I did. And as I'm just researching, I'm hopefully going to be shooting it out, well, probably 2027. But I took a lot of pictures and videos for my research, and I'm going to take all of that home in trying to convince financiers on the other side of the ocean that this is a documentary that we all really want to see and that they should be putting their money in. So yeah, that's me. That's where I was at the School of Santas.
And rumor had it on Monday you got to experience what it was like to be Santa.
Yes. So when I talked to Spangle before I got to the school, um, he said, I mean, you can come and you can be there and you can join, but really, I mean, really understanding what it is like to be Santa, you kind of need to put on the suit. And then I said, well, I mean, hold on. There is a reason I'm on the other side of the camera. And then I thought, okay, come on, let's do it. And Santa Mel, who I think everybody in this podcast probably knows, was kind enough to give me a Santa makeover. She actually gave me her own mustache and beard and hair, put me in the suit, and oh yeah, there's a picture of me. Yeah, so I had this very special experience. So Spangle ended up taking me to the Kringles Christmas store. And it was not super busy there at that point. It was raining very hard, and it was shortly before closing time. So I took a couple of pictures with a couple of kids, um,
And some big kids. Whoops.
and some big kids, yes. What I found really striking about putting on the suit was the sense of responsibility that you immediately feel when you put it on. I mean, people had told me that, but experiencing it was something very different. So that had all happened in the Kringle store, and then we came back to the hotel, and I'd already taken off the coat, and I'd taken off the hat, and then I heard a knock on the door, and Spangle said, "Santa, are you still in there?" So I put back on the hat, opened the door, and there was this little girl who was either going through chemo or she had alopecia, but regardless, most of her hair was gone. And she stood there a couple of meters away from me. And I said, hello. And she just ran up to me and hugged me. And we took a picture. And I mean, pretty much every Santa that I meet, I always ask, so what made you start doing this? And what keeps you going? And all of them always say, the joy, being able to share the joy. And the way a child can look at you and just be completely filled with trust and love and positivity, that is what really, I mean, that is it. And I've always heard people say that, and I've gotten goosebumps when people told me their specific story where this happened to them. But being in the suit and really experiencing this myself, I mean, this was my Santa moment. It was so special. Um, so yeah, thank you, Spangle, for this experience. And Santa Mel, who is not here, but I mean, that was amazing.
Sorry, my eyes are leaking.
Mine were too when all of this happened, but I tried to stay, I tried to stay Santa and smile. But they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
had tears.
That was definitely a moment for you, and I'm glad that moment came too.
Well, and it was it was not anything that was planned. That's what's really cool is the fact that it wasn't planned that she was going to get dressed up. It wasn't planned that this little girl was going to come, knocking at the door. But the thing that I take away from it the most is that we all know how she feels. We've been there. That's what drives us. That's what each time that happens to all of us, we just want to bust with excitement. It is the coolest moment to connect on that level with a child who truly believes in Santa Claus and the magic, as Mel likes to say, of Christmas. And she looked and she saw Santa, and you just, and I think I might have mentioned to you about my story, why it was so important to me, Marley's, because we talked about my grandfather being Santa for us. And that little girl is going to remember that moment for the rest of her life. And she'll tell people for years about that story.
Hey, Bob,
Yes.
this other girl is going to remember that moment for the rest of her life. Marley's.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. Exactly. You're right. You're right. So Mel was on with us, but she jumped out. She's having some issues, but she's in the chat, and I got to share a few of the comments that she's put up since you've joined. She just says, "Hi all, I'm here on chat. Marlies, you are amazing." She also says she was an awesome Santa. She says, "You rocked it, sister." And she says, "You have to experience it. No words." She says she's so proud of you. And that's all from Santa Mel.
Thank you, Mel.
Let me unstar these now that we're doing double duty tonight. Me and my wife Carol are trying to produce while we're doing the show. So
I
By the
guess
way-
as we got started to get things set up, and I headed out a little bit Monday to do what you were talking about, but then Tuesday we had like 60 or 70 people that showed up at Dolly Parton.
and that wasn't everybody that was there because Carol and I didn't go that night, but there was even more people than that there. So, and that was something else that stood out to me. What do you think, Rob? We were talking about this, me and you, but how early everybody came this year. Normally, in the past, you go back 3 or 4 years ago, folks just showed up on Thursday morning for class, but now they realize there's a whole lot more. And
they started showing up, way earlier in the week and being involved in different things, and trying to. I think we may have to start putting signs on the doors of "Don't come in to talk. We're busy."
Right? Yeah.
yeah, this is true too. I'm gonna catch a couple of these other comments up here real quick before we move along any further. Larry Davis says, "Spangle, do you still have that wet napkin you were giving away Sunday evening?"
I don't know what he's talking about.
Judy Maynard says, "We were happy to meet you and hope you had fun talking to Marlies."
Yeah, and then we started off Wednesday by getting things going. Well, actually, then Tuesday we went on that grocery run too.
Yeah, and that's always fun. I think the bad part about that was the timing of it all because we got a heck of a rainstorm up there in Springfield, but we were lucky enough that we had covered area to load, and they helped us load it. But
Yep.
of course, Spangle and I had to swim to the trucks to pick them up to get up there to that line. So
Was-
then I got dressed, but that was all right. It was all for a good cause, right?
Yeah, and then rushed back for the Dolly Parton thing. Then Wednesday, you got to try them parlor donuts, didn't you? Finally.
I tell you what, those parlor donuts will definitely change your life. Those things are the best I've ever had anywhere. Hey, back up, the tacos were too.
Oh, yeah, that's on Tuesday.
Marcus went with us to get tacos. Those were incredible. I mean, street tacos everywhere in the world, right? Everybody's got street tacos. They ain't got them like Springfield has.
And just going in that store, I think, is an experience for a lot of people.
I'm sure we experienced the bakery, went over and was looking at all that stuff. But what we didn't know was that we was going to get parlor donuts that were going to surpass anything we would have got at the Mexican bakery.
Yeah. And then Wednesday we got to go see Sight and Sound. Well, before that, we actually went to the Grand Country Buffet. Boy, we don't have these choreographed in time very well, do we?
Now, and this is just a chat show. We didn't really. We've made a small outline for opening and closing, but everything in between you're getting as it pops in our head, right?
And then we got when we got to the Grand Country Buffet, we got to see our friend from 2 years ago,
Yes, we did.
Madeline.
We sure did. Maddie is a little girl, and her parents that Spangle met. They're at the restaurant when we were up there eating, and find out that they're from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and so he called me over and introduced me. And really cool part was they brought her to see me at the mall, and they drove all over across because I'm on the east side and they're on the west side of Fort Worth. And I'm on the east side of Dallas, but they came back this year to see us, and I think you and I both took them around.
2 years later.
Yep, we took them around and showed them a good time. So I think they were more than surprised when they got there.
And she was so happy because she came up to me at the on Wednesday and says, "I've been practicing for 2 years. I know how to say the little."
Well, that was something else because we had asked her 2 years ago to come up on stage in front of all the Santas and do the ho 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 chant. You had to coax her on that one, but like you said, she said, "I've had 2 years. I don't need any help," and she did it by herself. She was really good.
But do you remember the first one when she came to the school? She did the chant, and when the chant was all over, she turned to everybody and said, "Don't forget my house."
She sure.
Very smart.
Sure, she got her gifts. Whoever was bringing them gifts, you better bring them on.
Yeah.
So Connie, just mom says it's a lot of work that you don't realize just how much goes into all of it. Thank you all for all you do. Thank you, Connie, for the help. Another comment real quick before we move on any further. I saw down here, Jenny Lynn, her and Carlucci was there this weekend. Branson was a blast this year. If you missed it, make it a priority for next year. Awesome summer clause experience. That's right. And with that said, let's go ahead and say, you probably have sold more than half of the seating already, correct?
Yeah, yesterday I was notified that we had 62 reservations for next year
62.
already.
So that's half.
Yeah, that's more than half.
That's
Yeah.
almost half, yeah. So hottest ticket in Branson in July. If you plan on coming, you better start planning right now. Get in touch with Tanya over at Branson Ticket and Travel. Get your name on the list. All it takes is that $100 deposit, correct?
Yeah, yeah. And we work with that. Also, we yesterday we locked down Clay Cooper for 26 too.
That's right. We went and saw Clay Cooper a number of years ago, and I was telling Spangle earlier that and one of the other shows that they have there that we saw. I think did we see that the same year or was it back to back?
Different years.
Okay, but either way, they were two of my favorites. Absolutely two of my favorites.
And they're both on the radar for this year.
They're both on the radar for this year. Connie also says, I think this year was the best that we've attended so far. SOS seems to get better every year. Now, it does, but it also gets to be more action-packed. Rob, can we fit anything else in?
I'm telling you what, if Spangle's going to get more people, he's going to have to add another layer, and we'll just have to stack them like a London bus to put more people on top. But I should have said that because he's thinking about it now.
Now let's think this out. How high is the ceiling in there?
There's enough room. I know.
Yeah. I did have one person tell me that it was just way too many people in there, but we want it to be full. We want it to be, a family, and we were at maximum this year, and it all went well.
I thought it was perfect, actually, the amount of people. I mean, it was small enough that you could pretty much talk to everybody, and it was not so small that you felt, oh, I don't really dare to say anything because there's just 20 people here. I felt it was actually perfect.
That was only because you were never at the end of the food line.
I actually was 3 times.
Yeah. But you were smart. You stayed seated. until
Now,
the
I'm not going to mention any names, Spangle, because I don't want to embarrass anybody or call anybody out. But there was one person. I'm not saying he or she, but you know who I'm talking about. That managed to make it to the front of the line every time we ate.
And I think I know who you're talking about. And it was funny that he was always the person in the line because he had a scooter, but he never took his scooter to the food line. Somehow he could walk. Somehow he was healed miraculously. He could walk.
I tell you what, he had a good time though. That's for sure.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the magic of
You know,
Christmas.
and the gentleman we're talking about has been out there for a long time as an entertainer and has been to probably every school that's ever been made. Spangles was one of the few he hadn't come to, and Spangle made sure that he had a good time this year.
Yeah, I was happy for him to be there. I actually had him as my guest, so
He told me that he was really proud of what you had done, what you had accomplished, what you had put together, and that he had no idea. He was shocked, and those were his words.
he was kind of my mentor and my competitor.
He's one of my mentors too. I've told you that many times. Him,
Yeah.
and the first two to help me out and got me started. So I owe him everything. Jamie Dozier says him and Becky will be there next year. Cannot wait.
Good.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the other entertainment that we went to see. You talked about Dolly Parton. We talked about. Did we talk about David? We didn't talk about David yet.
No, we hadn't talked about David. We talked about going to the restaurant first.
Okay.
We had 72 people, I think, at the restaurant, or 72 on the list, and I wrote about another 10 at the bottom of it. So, yeah, it was packed.
So 2/3 of the attendance was there for sure.
Yeah.
And so, okay, well, let's go ahead and let's jump in there to the fearless warrior, anointed king, David. What?
Well, that's sight and sound. That's probably enough to be said right there.
That's what I said.
They put on some of the
What a place
biggest
to see it.
productions, no matter where. I mean, Broadway, anywhere. I believe that Sight and Sound, they got one here and they got one in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Literally produce some of the best shows, and they've got a meaning to them.
Yes, they do.
Spiritual meaning.
Yep.
What did you think of the show? Yeah, being from somewhere else and never had that opportunity. Marlies.
Amazing. I remember that you asked me when.
Oh, we lost her. She froze up. We need to have her go closer to the microwave. She's frozen up on us. Marlies, if you can hear us, you might go out and come back in.
I think you did.
There you are.
Yeah, there I am again. So
Yeah,
I remember walking out, and you asked me what I thought of it, and the only thing I could have said was, "Wow." It's so big. I mean, it's not just the main stage being the biggest stage I'd ever seen, but then there was a stage to the left and to the right, and there were all these moving parts, and there were live animals running through the audience. There were actual doves flying over you. And sometimes I would be a bit confused with, oh, is this live? Is this real, or is this being projected? That's super cool theoretical tricks and effects in there. It's unlike anything I'd ever seen before. It was amazing.
I still don't know how they did the Giants, and that has always amazed me.
That was what I was going to get to next. Not only does the gigantic props, the mountains and the villages, the towns, and all the things they have there move under power into place. It's all animatronic. So was the Giants, and I mean they were lifelike, and they were huge. And when they hit that stage, when David killed them, boom, the whole building rocked.
I mean, I'm quite happy that I never saw this as a child, because even being an adult, I was so impressed. I can't imagine being 8 years old and watching this. I mean, even as I was shocked by the giant hitting the floor, and how big they were. I was actually quite scared of them, and I was like, wait, we're in a theater. So yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
This might have been mine and my wife's third time seeing this show. and we still see things that we missed on the first one.
That's the trouble with Sight and Sound Theater. You know, when we went and seen Queen Esther, there was so much going on, left stage, right stage, center stage. There's no way you could see it all. My neck was sore from doing this. Like, you know, you're missing stuff as you go. This time with David, they did have the side stage action, but not as often, and it wasn't as much of the main storyline there. It was more of the supporting cast of this village and that village, and but it was still amazing. You know, I don't know if I'm sure Spangle does because he's there all the time, but I think me and Rob was standing out there. If you look out across Tanger, you can see that Sight and Sound Theater over there on that hill. It towers.
It's enormous.
Out of the landscape, and
one of the guys told me, he goes, Spangle, I don't know how you get such good seats when we go to these shows.
Thank
well,
you.
AJ, you said you was eating. I didn't want to bring you in while you was eating. So
No, you're good. You're good.
He's back out.
So AJ says the cobbler and cookie cam was a blast with me and Rob. It was. And we'll get to the cobbler here in a minute. Let's go ahead and talk about the entertainment while we're at it. So we talked about that. Now let's jump into the Nashville Roadhouse Live. For folks going to
wait. Do we want to do Thursday first?
We had the Grinch. We had the Gambler. I mean, Terry Wayne Sanders. That was
in-house. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about in-house. Yeah. Go ahead, Spike.
Two live shows there in Branson. We had Branson's number one entertainer. I think Terry's been voted Branson's number one entertainer like maybe 12 times now. And he keeps coming back to the school. We've had him as Andy and Joan Rivers, and he was Spangle's Santa Spangle's grandma one year and roasted him. He's Granny Claus, and he was a lot of different things through the years. And I don't know what we're gonna do next year with him.
And then Rick McEwen, who is also one of the entertainers there in Branson, he does the Kenny Rogers tribute.
And one of the nicest men you'll ever meet.
Amazing.
As a human being, he is one of the nicest men to walk this earth, I believe.
Well, and I think Rick and Anna Maria are too. They were so down to earth and so cool. Of course, that's jumping ahead to Sunday. Let's go ahead and go from there to the Nashville Roadhouse, as we mentioned. But when we mentioned Rick and Anna Maria, we got to say that they are part of the Nashville Roadhouse entertainment, because they also have their own shows doing Trish Yearwood and Garth Brooks 3 nights a week. And then, of course, Rick Watson is one of the backups and performs with Stevie, who, of course, has bought that theater. It was formerly known as the Pierce Arrow Theater. Stevie and Nashville Roadhouse has come in and purchased that, and has they don't even have the name on the building yet. That's how new that happened.
Right.
Time on that has happened. Yeah. So, what did you think about this show, AJ?
That was fantastic. I mean, Stevie did an amazing job.
Well, Stevie's been around a long time, and he's been around the world, and he's pretty much played with every entertainer on earth that was somebody. He's helped write popular and famous songs for other entertainers. Rob, what was your take on that?
There were so many of those songs that they were doing that I was just sitting there singing along with it, and I felt sorry for Carol because she might even be able to hear me sing it, which is never fun. But but it was great. I mean, there were just so many memories and so many cool things they brought up.
Yes. Yeah, it's always a good show. How about Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday, Michael Jackson, The Illusion. No, that was on Friday.
No, that was Saturday.
That was Saturday.
Okay. I had it wrong on the deal, didn't I? Okay, so anyway, that was
MJ The Illusion.
I know. I got to share a moment. AJ was sitting right behind us, him and Connie and Andy. Andy was on the end. Connie was in the next seat. And Michael Jackson started up through the crowd. He was high-fiving and bumping fists. And greeting folks coming up the aisle while he was singing. And I seen AJ get antsy, boy, and he started getting up on the edge of his seat. He got up there and he was ready to lunge. And then all of a sudden he kind of relaxed back for just a second. I said, no, AJ, get up there and give him a fist bump. Boy, AJ jumped up, raced across his dad, and fist bumped Michael, and you should have seen the smile. Did you wash your hand after that, or have you still not washed it?
I think I have watched it.
Oh no!
You washed the magic off, man. You can't do that.
Now what are you gonna do, AJ?
Well, I also got to share that there was a row of ladies sitting about 2 rows in front of me, and I believe one of them's on the show tonight, along with several other younger ladies that was at the show, and they were really getting into it. They were dancing and singing and having a good time, right, Marty?
Marlise, I think he's talking about you.
I am.
Oh, yes.
You know, there was so much choreographing and dancing where him and his backup people and everything all, I mean, like perfectly in sync. And it was just amazing.
We talked about this. Can you imagine the millions of hours he has in learning every step, every move, and to perfection? Of course, now he mentioned his mother. He had his mom stand up. He says she never misses a show. And his dad was there, had him stand up, but he apologized to them for constantly blasting out of his room Michael Jackson, because evidently that was all he listened to, the way he talked. And so as from a small child, Michael Jackson was the one that he wanted to emulate. And I mean, he's got to have millions of hours practicing in front of the mirror.
Well, you know, his dad actually sang on stage.
Yeah, if that's right, he brought his dad up and sang a song. But
that was cool.
He has the moves, the looks. I don't think anybody can do it like he does. He's definitely a recreation of Michael Jackson when it comes to the choreographed part of it.
Yeah. And, you know, we lost several people not going to that one. We still had a very large crowd. But, you know, and to be honest, I'm not a Michael Jackson fan, but I am definitely a fan of Michael Knight, the guy that does the Michael Jackson show, because the time and effort and the skill that man has put into it is just beyond what we.
Well, and 3 hours of makeup for every performance.
Yeah,
just to get dressed up as Michael. I think you told me he's a blonde hair white boy, and to come out looking like Michael.
Yeah. Now, do you and going over there? That's a trip, isn't it? Experiencing the ride, going over there and coming back, and everything. Do you have a picture to share, Bob, on your screen?
The parade, I sure do. Let me give me just 1
getting
second.
things ready to go. You see that, don't you, Marley?
I'm not seeing anything, no.
No. You see the belt I'm wearing.
It's hidden behind your name. You need to hold it a little bit higher. You're wearing it. Amazing.
I haven't taken it off yet.
I was going to say he hadn't taken it off since he left there.
Good
Yeah,
for you.
I got to hold it.
It's like 2 days.
Awesome.
This is
There you
getting
go,
ready
Spiegel.
to go. Yeah. That's amazing.
So you can imagine there is 160 people, counting everyone, including staff, and a few people do carpool together. Lauren Johnson always rides with Carol and I every year, but this line goes on for a good 5 minutes, and we're bumper to bumper, staying tucked together with each other. This is just a very, very, very small portion of what there is. Let me see if I can change this real quick. That's a little bit more, but it comes out to the left. There's the drive out to Tanger Boulevard. We have these cars coming in from 3 or 4 different directions. So there's like 4 lines that wrap around the hotel. and pretty amazing. Some have the overhead lights like Spangle has on his truck. Some have big full-size American flags, and others have just the window flags, as you can see in the picture right there. And I got to show this picture. I know you didn't mean for me to, but that is your host, and that's what they look like when they are out having fun. Such a lovely couple.
That's not me.
My wife
Let's see if I
says,
can stop
that's not me.
That's not me.
That's
Hey,
not me.
That's not.
how about let's have some Marlies now. You've got to experience the parade two different ways. Once you sat there and filmed it as it was coming in, and the second day you rode in a vehicle, I believe.
Yes. So I don't know.
With the speaker.
I don't know if everybody that is here knows what Spangle's truck looks like, but it's very big. It is blue and it has North Pole Patrol on the side.
It is black.
Oh, sorry, black. I thought it was very dark blue. Black. Sorry. So I was sitting in the back of the truck, trying to film everybody that was behind us. And on my left and my right are two huge candy canes. And sometimes the motorbike drivers that were sort of stopping traffic so that all of us could pass sort of drove by. And yeah, for some reason the Christmas music stopped after two songs. But it was just everybody was honking, and Spangle has a very special type of honk on his car. Is it the sound of a train, Spangle? What sound is it again?
Train horn. Yeah.
Either way, it is super loud. So whenever honk it, and people would almost sort of, jump up, and then we would throw candy canes at them. So that was an amazing experience. Um, and then the first day, I was waiting at the theater, and you guys all came. However, I was expecting you to come from the other side, so I missed the first car. But the honking woke me up, and I turned around, and I ended up being able to film a big part of it. But the line just kept on going. It was amazing how many cars there were.
Yeah, and it's kind of I don't want to say it's an illegal thing what we do in town, but it's probably not the right thing to do in town. But we do, we had the motorcycle group there, the Mafia, Bullpen Mafia, and they block the intersections and block the side streets and stuff like that to try to keep the cars from cutting in. And, because when the lights turned red, we kept going.
So
Gotta keep the
I'm going
parade
to catch.
together.
Yeah.
I'm going to catch a couple of the comments real quick because one of them pertains to what we're talking about. Becky Gilstrap, who is recruiter, a manager for Cherry Hill programs. They were there. She says, I have a video from the first night. I will add it to my Becky Gilstrap page. So if you want to see a video of the parade, she was on the sidelines and she filmed it. So go over and check that out from her.
And is that on her personal page, or is that going to be
Yes,
on?
I believe so. I believe so. Becky Gilstrap. And I'm going to catch a couple of these others. For Santa Chris, Terry, who was also, him and Kim was at the school. School of Santa's was amazing. Spangle and his team. Yay! Rob, give us a, there you go. Worked so hard. Spangle has such a servant leader. It was heartwarming to see. Kane Smith says, I've loved seeing all the pics and videos. I'm really hoping that the wife and I will be able to make it next year. Looks like it's such of a fantastic weekend.
It's a good time, I do believe.
Becky says she was not a Michael Jackson fan either, but Spangle, but it was a great show and very talented. Santa Chris says the Michael Jackson impersonator was flawless. Every move was so smooth. He was good. AJ, your mom says everyone needs to experience the parade at least once. So much fun seeing the spectators watching as you drive down the road. Santa Chris comes back to say it was so cool that the bikers blocked the intersections for us.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about them bikers. They are the Bullpen Mafia. I like telling people a lot that the Mafia was coming, and in a sense they were. They are a sobriety motorcycle group. So anytime they go out and make money, because I paid them for their services, that money goes to help put people into recovery houses to get off drugs and alcohol.
And on their motorcycle jackets, they have a patch that says recovery that goes on there. So pretty cool. Okay, I guess we covered everything except for Rick and Anna Maria, and we mentioned them, a Garth tribute. I'll tell you what, those two can sing.
Yeah, she's got some pipes on her.
That's what I told him back here. We, of course, if you want to see an interview, we sit and talk with them two for probably half an hour, Rob.
Yeah. They that's one of the cool things. Even last year, I think they came back after the show and they were still sitting ready to come back and just talk and keep performing. It was great.
I told him then, I said, Rich, yours has got some lungs on her there. She can bail it out. And but he can too. He can too.
We've already booked Rick McEwen for Thursday, and both Rich and Anna said they would like to come back on Sunday, so there's a good chance that they'll be with us as well.
Those are definitely a fun time. Folks up dancing, the lights are going. Got lights on stage, lights on the wall, got spotlight with Melissa Santamel on them. Such a good time. Such a good time.
Now I got to tell you, we talked about MJ and all his moves on the stage and talked about all the dancing that was going on. But we can't neglect, when it was time to direct traffic for the parade, Mel had some moves out there with the flashlights and stuff, directing traffic, getting everybody rolling in the right direction. And recognizing she was doing that while she was so sick. Yeah. I mean, she just kept going and going and going. I felt, at one point, her face was red. She started just sending me text messages, just like, animal heads and emojis just over and over again. I'm not sure if she was delirious or if she was just looking for the letters. It was great.
All right, let's get on to trivia number 2. And trivia's prize number 2 is we're going to throw in some School of Santa swag. So, anyways, let's do this. It says the area gained national prominence entertainment in blank when blank a legendary country singer with 38 top 10 hits moved to Springfield, Missouri to host the blank, one of the first successful network television shows.
Now remember, I told you the key on the first one was stage show. This is television show.
There's a lot of history in Springfield, Missouri, too.
I was kind of surprised when I found this particular question, who it is and how far it went. How far it went back and the name of the first show. And anybody was born back in the day will definitely know what I'm talking about.
And Bob, when the show is over in the green room, ask me about something about this show.
Okay, sure will. All right, let's see.
Should we say thank you to King Insurance?
Well, we shall, and let me see if my lovely and beautiful wife of 51 years can get that ready for us.
Don't forget talented, Bob. Talented.
Oh, God, don't let me forget that one.
Lovely people, I've got to go. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming.
To jump on.
Bye, Maurice.
Thank you. We'll be in contact.
Definitely. Yeah. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thank
you. Oh.
Bye.
Bye. All right, you ready? Let's go. I'd say, hey, thank you to Joey and Priscilla Caboose. They were there this week and had a very nice time. They enjoyed it immensely. And Joey told me that he couldn't wait to come back, that folks were very warm and welcoming. And I don't know how many people he measured for boots. I know I was one of them. I stood in line and got my feet measured. So plan on getting me a pair of those boots one of these days here soon. Maybe by the time I make some money at Christmas time, I can afford a pair.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to say thank you to Larry Talbert, who was also there, did a presentation. Larry is always fun to be around. He'll keep you in stitches. A funny, funny, funny man. And he brought a lot of his magical goodies with him to sell. I think he had a pretty good weekend too. I noticed a lot of folks carrying magic props out of there. So that's King Risk Partners, formerly known as Talbot Insurance. If you need insurance, reach out to Larry Talbot. We'll get that right in a minute. And
I don't think most people realize how big of a production the School of Santas really is.
well, yeah. I mean, it really, 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 really is. It's amazing what you put together in 8 short years. I think the thing that really stands out to me, Spangle, is you do have help, but this is something you start working on far in advance. You already started working on what, 3 to 4 years out?
Yes. We're a couple of years out. On most things we're out a couple of years.
All the things that you bring into that conference center, all the props, all the, 3 refrigerators, full size refrigerators. Although they do have a full kitchen there to house enough food for a week, it takes a little more than what they've got. So,
Rob knows he got to go to the warehouse.
Oh, when I first came to School of Santas 3 years ago, when Ed Taylor was the keynote speaker, I remember when it all started, and I sat down there in that chair and I was looking around, and I thought, I was just amazed at everything that was going on. And I thought, how do I become a bigger part of this? This is so cool. And then, talking to Spangle, and I said, I'd love to volunteer to help. And man, when you talk about how much goes into it, it is just mind-boggling. And you joked about me working hard. I tell you what, Jetta puts me to shame. I wouldn't even try to keep up with her. I looked up at one point, we were loading the truck. She looked like a Chinese acrobat. She folded herself in half and was up in the top of the truck. And I was like, I know, Jetta, she's not right. But it's just, there's so much that goes into it. And I know I only get the days of the week coming up. I know Spangle and Jetta and Bob and everybody else are doing things, booking stuff and buying stuff and getting it all ready. It is just so much and so worth it because it is an amazing event.
Well, I want to say thank you to TNL Productions because, again, a lot of the audio visual that you see there on hand is brought in through Scott and his trailer full of goodies that we have, put together. But it's everything. It's an accumulation of everything. Even the vendors that were there, as we mentioned, Caboose and Larry Talbot, the Stuff for Santa store. It's huge. You got tables and tables and tables. AJ, did you go back there into Spangle's store?
Yes, I did. I bought me a tattooed Santa shirt.
Is that not amazing? All the stuff that
you had it on a little while ago.
I know, but I had to change for the show.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to catch up with Mel.
I see.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now then.
AJ was saying something earlier about me trying to kiss him. Now the whole world knows. Now the whole world knows, AJ.
Was it in your trailer? I forget.
It's outside.
Okay.
I've got the dubious task, along with my wife, to try to figure out who won the trivia. So if you guys, Spangle, you want to take it for a moment and kind of talk to these two and see if y'all can fill some airspace while I look to see if we can figure out who won.
Well, certainly, AJ, I have one message for you, buddy.
What's up?
Oh, my goodness. Is that what you wanted? After I did get my belt, and of course I'm just wearing it for the show tonight. But AJ did come up and say, Spangle, can I wear your belt? And of course we let that happen, didn't we, AJ?
Yeah, I have my own WWE belt over there.
You got a WWE belt? Were you a wrestler?
No, but let me go get it. I'll be right back.
Wait. I know what your wrestling name was.
What?
Slim Jim.
I'm thinking it was Apple Jacks.
There's bubbles coming down. My wife found the bubble gun.
I was going to buy one of those, but I didn't have enough money.
Oh, what have I told you, AJ? Buy you a lawnmower first.
Next year.
Right, AJ?
Mm-hmm.
Don't I always tell you to buy a lawnmower?
Yep.
Then you can get a lot more money.
I know. You said to mow yards.
Yes. You know, $20, $30 a yard.
Yep.
How many bubble guns could you buy then?
1,000.
There you go.
Becky just posted the video for the parade.
What's that?
Becky just posted the video for the parade.
Can you share it on your screen?
It's on Facebook.
Well, you can share it on your screen.
Yep, I got you. 1 second.
Have you done that before, AJ?
Yeah. No, wait, no, but I don't know how to. Screen.
Yeah, Carol's going to put the second trivia question up again. Nobody's got it yet.
I hear it, but
I don't know how to do it.
We do have a winner for the first question, but the second one, we do not have a winner yet. The area gained national prominence in entertainment and we're talking about the Springfield, Missouri area. Entertainment in blank, when blank, that's going to be one person, a legendary country singer with 38 top 10 hits to Springfield, Missouri, to host the blank, one of the first shows in the area. Someone up here above has the show correct, but they do not have the entertainer correct. That is Pat Wesson. Pat, if you can get the first half of that and tell me what year that was. Spangle's trying to give away some swag. The area gained national prominence in entertainment in, that means needs to be what year? I'll give a clue. It was in the 1950s. That'll help you out any. When blank, a legendary country singer with 38 top 10 hits, came to Springfield, Missouri to host a show and was the first TV show from that area. Successful network television show. And again, you do have the show correct, but the entertainer is wrong. And I'll give another clue. His first name is color coordinated. Is that a good clue, Rob?
I didn't see the answer, so I'm going to go with yes.
Answer. Whoa.
I got to pull up my answer. I got to pull up the answer again.
Trying to give away some TNL. Would you say TNL swag or School of Santa swag or Stuff for Santa? What was it?
But you know, I think another good clue for that answer, okay,
Yeah.
could be this right here.
Yeah. But guess what?
I think Mike Hutchings is in there, Bob.
You got it. That's right. That's absolutely right. So Mike Hutchins gets it correct. Way to go, Mike. Yay! You get some swag. I don't know what it is he's giving away, but
you got to
anyway, so that will lead us on into the fact that we'll go ahead and reveal tonight's trivia answers because we got a third fun thing to do right after this. So don't go away because this is going to be fun, this third thing. What is the name of Branson's first show? What year was it? The first and last names of the four brothers who performed twice a week? And finally, what is the name of special character created by one of those brothers? That is the Bald Knobbers Jamboree. That was 1959. It was the May brothers, Bill, Jim, Lyle, and Bob, spelled B-O-B, of course. And that special character was Droopy Drawers. And our winner is Kane Smith. Congratulations, Kane. Your name goes on the hat for both drawings, NPC 26 and SOS 26. Now, StuffForSanta.com for some kind of swag that Spangle's giving away over there. The area gained national prominence in entertainment in 1954 when Red Foley, of course, color coordination was my clue, and Spangle's was the fact that Mick Foley, the wrestler, with his belt there, a clue to that. Legendary country singer with 38 top 10 hits, moved to Springfield and started the Ozark Jubilee, and as Spangle mentioned, still runs today in Branson. And our winner is Mike Hutchins.
Very good.
So reach out to Spangle Mike and get you whatever it is he's giving.
Something.
All right, so now this is the fun part of the show that we want to kind of make light of. Yesterday, 9 hours home, 4 hours sleep. That was just the night before, not counting the other nights that stacked together over the course of the week. So when I got here, I rushed inside. I still had my phone, of course. I was watching the show on my telephone. I still had it on, even though I had it muted. I didn't think that it would bleed over and give us feedback, right? As soon as I ran in, I set my computer up. I didn't even plug it in. I just turned it on real quick so I could jump on the Randall and Phineas show. That's what Phineas called it yesterday, the Bob and Phineas show, and say bye to everyone because they was fixing to sign off. So I was doing that instantly. We've got tremendous feedback, squealing, echoing, going on. And Angie was producing. She was over here. She was mad at me because I'd messed her show up. And she says, hit the end button. Well, there's two end buttons. One that ends me being on the show and one that ends the show. And, of course, Daddy pushed the one that ends the show. But the look on our faces. So with all that said, let me share this real quick before I go on. Get it pulled up here. Give me just a second, guys. Share screen, share screen. All right, this was the last image you saw before I pushed the button. So this is the game. Are we ready? Let me pull out my sheet. Triple Shot Tuesday. Caption this photo. The winner will be determined by committee, which is us, but we will not announce it until tomorrow on the TNL Network Production Facebook group. That is Wednesday, 7/23 of 25. You can enter as many times as you like, put as many funny comments up as you wish, and I will put this picture up over there, and that will be where you will have to go to enter. Now, the prize is that you get, we're calling it Triple Shot Tuesday. You get your name in the hat 3 times each. 3 times for NPC 26 and 3 times for SOS 26 for the scholarship drawing. So 3 times each, hence triple shot. Now, under your caption, please put these letters. You must type these words in. TNL-NPC-SOS. Again, a triple shot. And everyone play along, have some fun. Tell us what you think your thoughts are on this. Caption this photo. Rob, you got an idea?
Oh, man, there's all kinds of ideas that go along for what's going on there.
I mean, look at my expression, look at Angela's expression, and look at Mike taking the screenshot. He's thinking, oh, my gosh, what has just happened? Of course, Randall, he's cool, calm, and collect.
Well, I got my idea. Look at that real Spangle scent.
That's a good one. I like that one, too.
Oh, wait. Let me rephrase that, okay? Look at that real Spangle scent. TNL NPCs SOS.
There you go. You got it right. And the only reason we want to do that is to make sure that we catch your comment and oh, John, that's a pretty good one there. She did go full mad on me. I messed up her show. Okay, let me stop sharing this. I'm going to take this out. Everyone's had a good look at it.
Now, are they going to write their
I will
answers
share that over on the
you'll
Facebook.
look at it later?
Yes, we're going to look at it later, and we'll look at it tomorrow after we get some entries and determine. But that's 3 chances for a $459 NPC scholarship and 3 chances for a SOS $459 scholarship. So it's worth playing for.
All right, very good. And Bob.
Okay, let me now get rid of that. And I guess we've had a good time. We've talked about a lot of really cool stuff that happened. I'll tell you, I came straight in yesterday after I messed up and I got let's just say my daughter got mad at me. I went straight to bed. I went back there and I didn't even take my clothes off. I laid down and covered up and slept 3.5 hours. I was having we pulled over more times than we ever have because I kept getting a little drowsy, and that's something that I'm very aware of. Not, as an old truck driver and all, I won't take a chance of falling asleep. If I start to get to that point where I start to get drowsy, I pull over, get out, and do something to freshen up and get back in and go some more. So
I've been getting some leg cramps. I think I need to get out the pickle juice.
So anyway, and then I got up for a while, ate some supper, and then I slept another 7.5 hours after that. So I got a pretty good night's sleep. Don't feel too bad. They're a little sore from, all things be it.
Right. All
AJ,
right,
I know you slept a little bit on the way home. Are you going to sleep like a bug in a rug tonight?
Yep.
What time do you go to bed, AJ?
11
What time do you get up, AJ?
noon.
That's 13 hours.
He sleeps more than I do. I didn't think anybody slept more than old Bob.
But we haven't talked about the cobbler yet.
Well, let's talk about the cobbler. How was the cobbler this year, AJ? We had more of a variety this year.
Yeah, it was blackberry. Peach,
Yep.
and Rob, do you know what the other one was? I can't remember.
One of that last one. Now Bob got real excited when we showed him that cherry cobbler.
Oh yeah.
And he started to get a little upset because he didn't think he was going to make it down to get any. But we brought him some back.
Yep.
We weren't going to tease him. Of course, I brought a bowl for myself too. I think you had a bowl as well, AJ.
Yep,
I
I
don't know
did.
if Spangle got any of it or not, but we made sure we did.
Yeah.
Sorry, Spangle.
AJ, we had blackberry and peach one night, blackberry and apple one night, blackberry and cherry one night, and then we had blackberry and whatever else was left on the next night.
Rob, I took that little bow and I grabbed it with a finger and a thumb, and I took a spoon and grabbed it, and I went.
Put it all down. Yep, it was good.
Man, it was good. I love cherry cobbler.
That's a tradition at the school, I think, to have that cobbler and ice cream at night.
Definitely is, and that's where everybody gathers, and that's where some of the biggest stories are told.
Yeah, they're all stories.
They're all true, and I'm not going to say there's not any of them that are all exaggeration, but somewhere in between there is a lot of stories that are shared. And, it really is a good place to catch up with others. And, because you're in class all day, and of course you get some moments, throughout the day, but when the day is over with, you've been out at night, you've seen the show, we all truck back to the hotel. That's the time to sit down and find somebody you haven't talked to for a while, make new friends, get acquainted with old ones. It never disappoints. For me, that's one of the highlights of the whole weekend, is sitting in that lobby area and sharing.
Yeah.
And it really is, Bob. There's so many, the classes that were there, the presenters that were there, Lee and Sean White and Roger and everybody that was doing stuff was just fantastic. But having that time in the hallway or there, eating the cobbler or having breakfast, where we just get the chance to share and talk and visit. You just can't replace that with anything else.
Very true. And again, we didn't really mention Roger too much, but we got to give kudos to Roger Benton. Tringle Cracky.
Tringle Cracky.
They messed with the name of Kringle Tracker all weekend long. Everybody was calling it everything but the right thing, and they were just having fun. They didn't mean anything by it, but I think the one that stood out for me was Kringle Tracky. But yeah, Roger is phenomenal. When he's on his game, he's hard to beat. And I know he's gone through some tough times, and we've all been pulling for him. We all have our ups and downs in life, and losing a parent is a tough one. And or anybody in your life as far as that goes. But Roger was a ton of fun this weekend.
Hey, one thing that we forgot, or I forgot, and I want to really bring up is my wife and I's trailer. The ministry with that trailer is we're going out to see families for free.
Yep.
And we're giving gloves and hats and scarves and all that good stuff. And I brought a sleigh and put it in the lobby and just said, hey, let's see if we can fill this sleigh. And oh my God, did they fill this sleigh?
And that's not just sitting up there with air. Rob and I spent more than an hour. We collected that stuff. Carol and I, Randy, and Debbie Neely worked the registration table and greeting everyone when they come through the door, giving in their registration packets or giveaways that Spangle gives, a whole bag full of stuff, and selling a few other small products that he had. And they had to turn all that in, and we couldn't walk around our table. You couldn't get past the door. I mean, it was everywhere. And so as soon as we got caught up on registration, Rob and I just carried all that down there to the lobby and started stuffing. I mean, we were pushing it in there as tight as we could get it. That's gloves and toboggans. And there was a few shoes along the bottom of the sleigh. I didn't want to put them up in there, so I lined them up. Even the reindeer had muffins on and a hat that Rob put on him. I started to put some shoes on him, but we decided we wouldn't do that. But I can't imagine how many pair of gloves there are. I know one person brought 174, and three more brought over 100. There were some 150, 140s. I mean, there's got to be several thousands.
Thousands.
Easy.
We got them in the trailer right now, and they're in huge garbage bags, and there's like 5 or 6 big bags.
So it was a success. We even took several times. We took and helped the live camera up to the QR code, so folks at home, if they wanted to join in and send either gloves and or monetary, which was even be better, to help support some of the efforts at Spangle. Spangle again. Spangle has a heart like nobody. He really, really does. He's good to all of us. He treats us good. I always like to joke around and say Spangle's got a little piece of all of us. Well, when you spend your money with Spangle, you go to a school, you buy his product, it goes to a good cause. He shares, he puts it out there, and that's a prime example. He takes his Santa trailer. He goes to those who may not have the opportunity to get out and go to a mall or go see a Santa at a store or even afford a home visit with the cost of home visits. And he parks his trailer and he lets folks come, and now he's able to get back in even a bigger and better way. Thank you, Spangle.
You're welcome. Hey, anyways, Bob, it's your turn.
Yeah, it is. Tune in, kick up your heels, join in the fun for 2025 R Power by TNL Network Productions. Thanks to everyone that came and enjoyed the weekend with us all. It's a family affair. We absolutely bond in a way that you can't bond anywhere else. And we're looking forward to 2026. And we got to say, Joe Barney. Lee Andrews was phenomenal. Funny. So you got Jeff McMullen, Lee Andrews, and now Joe Barney. That's a gaggle of clowns.
Hey, can I run that video right here?
Yeah.
Can I just hold up my phone and run that video? Is that all right?
Yep.
All right. Let me see where I sent it. All right. Let me get some sound here. Hang on a minute.
I'm sitting here Ernie, how are ya? You know, I'm sitting here thinking about coming to Branson in 2026. I'll be at the School of Santas with my good friend Spangle, and I can't wait to be there. This is my 50th year playing Santa Claus. That's a long time. And I've been places like you would only see in the movies. Yep, the White House, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Parade. And I've got 50 years of fun and knowledge to share with you guys. And I can't wait to see you. You know, I don't have a real beard, but I got a real belly, got a little bit of white hair left, and I sure got a lot of Santa heart. And I can't wait to see you at School of Santas in 2026 in Branson. So join me. We'll have a blast. You'll find that inner Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and Christmas Entertainer. You won't believe what exists inside your heart unless you go looking for it and you believe in yourself. So I'll see you in Branson, School of Santas, 2026. Bye. Oh, let's see. Happy Labor Day, Happy Halloween, Happy Thanksgiving, and Merry Christmas. I hope I didn't miss any. Bye.
I think he's going to be good.
Oh, he's going to be good. He's going to
I
be
know
good.
he's going to be good.
I had the pleasure of getting to see him in a 3-hour presentation with the Lone Star Santas a few years ago, and you will go home with a side ache from laughing. He is a hilarious man. Okay, thank you to everyone again. Thank you for all those who have contributed to the show, all those who help us put this show on. Thanks to all the volunteers. Thanks for everyone who showed up at the school. Get your ticket now. It won't last long. It will be a sellout long before school time next year. I know it will. That's what it's come to. Tell everyone good night, Spangle.
Good night, Spaniel.
AJ.
Good night,
Rob, say good
Good
night.
night, y'all.
And we look forward to the inspirational moments where
You gotta say
Santa
good
be. All right, everyone. Remember to join us next Tuesday night. Good night, Jenna.
Bye, Jenna.
Don't count your blessings, not your sorrows, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, all.